1. Miss Yan, bago po ako. Sino ba tong nasa harapan ko? Ang ingay. Type 1. O, pa-welcome na lang yung mga number 1. Kaka-join lang nila. Habang nagtitraining si Migs kanina, in-accept ko lahat. And congratulations, we're 5,000 in the community. So if you're in the community, congratulations. Kung wala pa kayo, ewan ko kung nasang community kayo. Pero ayan kayo, Australian Bookkeeping Community. Ayan, thank you so much. We're here. I'm Miss Marian Labonete. They used to call me Coach Yan Yan. I've been a freelancer since 2021. Now an agency owner. Recruitment to be particular sa ginagawa ko. Particularly, recruitment na may outsourcing agency sa Pilipinas. Ngayon, nagbabalik sa outsourcing kasama yung mga interns inside the community. Nandyan sila. And one of the founders of Accounting Peoples and Australian together with Mix. So we created this community kasi we see the demand. Marami sa inyong gusto na mag-transition sa work from home, especially Australian. Yung ayaw ng iBags tama. Matagal ko na kasi tinalikuran si Australia. Matagal-tagal na panahon. Hindi ako nag-Australia. This year, when I met Migs, nag-usap kami, sabi ko, why not teach community, gagawa tayo ng bago, solely for Australian. Although may namimix na ng US kasi naghahalo, but ang goal natin, matuto kayo ng Australian. Tama ba? Ayaw nyo na ng mga bayaning puyat? Ayaw na po ng iBugs, Miss Yan. Warentahin na po kami, Miss Yan. Ayaw na po namin mapuyat. Tama ba? So that's why we're here. We create this kind of community to teach you the basic zero and eventually mag-upskill kayo unti-unti just like what we did earlier. Ayan, mga anak nyo. Ayan, patulugin na kasi, hapon na. Yan, naalimpungatan mga anak nila. Yan, okay ba? Clear ba yun, the purpose of the community? Ang pinaka values ng community is walang madamot. Bigayan, tulungan. Yun ang gusto kong iparating sa lahat ng bago po dito. Makikita nyo sa community, may libre po tayong training. And si Mix po mamaya may sasabihin siya, meron siyang 10-10 every Wednesday. Manood kayo doon, matututo kayo every Wednesday. Kahit ako nanonood and team replay. Marami kayong golden nuggets. Okay? So, 1 minute. Bibigay ko na yung mic kay Mix, pero type in, if CPA ka, type 2 na accountant ka, type 3 for non-accountant, para makita namin yung crowd. 1 CPA, 2 accountant? Okay. Puro accountant, may mga non-CPA. Okay. So, yun lang naman for me. You can add me on LinkedIn later. Bibigay ko na lang yung link namin. But, ibibigay ko na yung mic. Ano sasabi ko? Bigay ko na yung mic kay Mix to start. On time tayo, 4:10. Go ahead, Mix.
Okay, gandang hapon. Great to see everyone. 142. Kala ko 50 lang to. Ba't
Ah,
umabot tayo 142?
wala kasing pasok. Yan.
Yes, oo. Mabuhay po at ang tawag dito? Isang masayang araw ng kalayaan, commemoration of our independence. Mabuhay tayong lahat. Can we just greet each other? Mabuhay mga kapatid, mabuhay. Open mic, mabuhay, mabuhay.
Buhay.
Oh,
Mabuhay!
yan,
Hi.
mabuhay.
Mabuhay ng
Ayan.
Bagyo.
From
Mabuhay.
Baguio. Ayan. Buti na lang sa inyo, hindi kailangan ng aircon. Dito kailangan. Anyway. So, glad to meet you all. Maraming salamat and welcome to our community. Nakakatuwa naman. Milestone na naman that we have reached 5,000 members and counting. Nakakatuwa. Actually, just this afternoon, I am in a conversation with another potential client, no, na in Australia. Ano sila, not-for-profit organization. Very good, ganda ng business nila. Dahil nabanggit ko sa kanya yung community. Every time naman na may kausap ako, lalo na sa ibang bansa, nababanggit ko yung community natin. They are really amazed on the idea na nakapag-assemble tayo ng ganito kalaking community. Very active in upskilling people in just a matter of 2.5 months. No? Nakaubuo tayo ng 5,000 katao. This is a big, big crowd. And I'm very glad to welcome you all. Siyempre, malaking salamat din sa isa sa community leaders and founders natin, si Miss Yan. Yan, for spearheading the idea. At dati idea lang to. Holy Wednesday. And now it's a reality na kapag pa graduate na tayo ng marami-rami, okay, more than 100 plus, 150, 120 of them. And may nag-i-interns na, meron ng mga nakahanap na ng client, may mga nakapagtrabaho na. Because that's exactly what we're trying to do here in our community. Nandito kayo hindi para makipag-chismisan lang. Nandito tayo hindi para manood lang sa kung anong nangyayari. We are here to learn together, upskill together, and open up global opportunities for each of us. That's actually the purpose why we're here. So kung hindi mo yan na mamamaximize sa community natin, you're doing it wrong. So kailangan spend a lot of time here learning and maximizing these opportunities. And today is one good example of that because today we're gonna be giving a good amount of orientation, okay, sa inyo. A very hearty seminar today on how you could, wala pa pala ako nakapresent, okay, how you should, like, you know, assume, ayun, okay, maximize, okay, or how can you master zero cloud accounting, which is an essential skill if you want to be a modern accounting professional. Specifically, can we just mute our mic ng konti, mga kapatid? Yan. Thank you so much. Which is critical if ang target mo is to work as an accountant or a bookkeeper for an Australian client. Yun naman ang purpose ng community. Hindi naman natin pangangalanan ito na Australian Bookkeeping Accounting Community kung hindi yun ang goal natin, di ba? Wala tayo dito for the purpose lang ng, pooling lang ng tao, okay? No. We're here not just to look for work, but to upskill ourselves so that we become a global accountant, a highly valued world-class professional. And this is your first step in doing this. Hindi ko na mabilang kung ilang beses namin ginawa tong session na to. I've already lost count, but the purpose is always the same. Okay? To make you understand, realize, and embrace to yourself how much potential you have, okay, to maximize that global market, global demand for your talent. Kasi sa totoo lang, para sa mga hindi pa po nakakakilala sa akin, bakit hindi nyo ako kilala? Char. Sa mga hindi pa po nakakakilala sa akin, so I'm Miguel Serrano. I'm a certified public accountant and also a certified learning and development professional under the International HR Institute. And ang background ko for the past 12 years is in the outsourcing industry for accountants. Okay? Naging buhay ko yan. First job after kong pumasa ng CPA Board Exam 2014, punasok ko na industriya ng outsourcing. Ang unang katrabaho ko, Australiano, Kiwi, taga New Zealand. Okay? Mga ganyan na yung mga katrabaho ko dati. And when I started my career in the outsourcing, in the offshore industry, offshoring kasi, offshore services. Regardless kung freelancer ka, outsourcing ka, BPO ka, iisa lang tayo ng umbrella eh. Offshore services, that's what we do. Okay? Mula nung nakapasok ako doon, it's an industry na, alam mo yon, hindi ko na binitawan because I saw how things were dito sa local, especially when it comes to accountants and bookkeepers. I'm not happy about it, you know? Mga kaklase ko, nuknukan ng sobrang talino pang malayo kesa sa akin. Mga summa cum laude, top 20 sa board exam. Mga kaklase ko yung mga yan, magagaling. But when I saw their conditions on their first employment here, underpaid, overworked, okay? Di tayo natutuwa doon. Kasi lalo na nakapasok ako sa isang industry where clients are accountants that treat people well. They know our value. They understand the value of education, of upskilling, and respecting you as a professional. Sabi ko, dapat lahat ng accountant Ganyan ang ma-experience nila. Dapat lahat ng bookkeeper. O, huwag niyo pong gawin drawing board yung PowerPoint ko. May nagsusulat eh. Okay. Okay. Dapat lahat ng accountant, lahat ng Filipino bookkeepers, ganyan ang ma-experience. Bakit? Nagpatibay pa doon when I was able to visit different countries. Nakapunta na ako ng Sydney, Australia, Brisbane, Australia, Singapore, multiple times. I've been meeting a lot of accountants and professionals around the globe. And you know what? Every time that they would realize, they would know that I am an accountant, a bookkeeper, an accounting professional from the Philippines, na isa akong Pilipino. Alam nyo anong number one reaction nila? O, yan ka na, may susulat na naman. Alam nyo kung anong number one reaction nila? They know how great we are. Matalino tayo. Na reliable tayong tao. Na maganda tayong katrabaho. And they are very, very excited to know, to meet someone like us. Because they know the quality of the professionals that come from the Philippines. Do you agree with that? Let me see that on the chat. Do you agree that you are a world-class professional? A professional that actually all around the globe, nire-respeto tayo mga kapatid. Don't take that as my word. That's exactly what I got as a feedback from them. Kung hindi mo pa yun maramdaman ngayon, and now I'm seeing it very good, nakikita ko, embrace that. Kasi kung hindi mo pa yan nararamdaman sa ngayon, ayokong ituloy ang seminar, ang webinar na to, nang hindi mo yun ine-embrace. Kasi walang kwenta lahat ng pag-uusapan natin ito kung wala ka naman bilib sa sarili mo. Okay? Mabilib ka sa sarili mo. Maintindihan mo dapat kung ano potential mo. Bakit? Yan ang magbubukas ng oportunidad sa iyo sa ganitong industriya. Confidence mo that you believe in what you can do because the world believes in you. Okay? I can testify that 12 years of being here. And until now that I'm talking to different potential clients and members or business owners on other countries, ganyan pa rin ang nakukuha ko. And that's the purpose why we're here. We're not here for you just to, sisilip ka lang na ano bang meron dito. No. This 1 hour of session together with us, okay? Ang goal natin dito, bigyan ka ng direksyon. Okay? Bigyan kita ng direksyon. Ano ang mga bagay na kailangan mong gawin para mapalabas mo yun? Yung potential na yun that the world admires out of you right now, that the world is waiting out of you to bloom out. Ano ang kailangan mong gawin para ma-align mo yung sarili mo sa requirement ng ganitong industriya so that you can maximize that opportunity to work as a global accountant? One of the gateways of it, critical one, is mastering zero. Okay? Now, ano ba yung zero? So, sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam, zero is an accounting system. It's the top accounting system that is being used in Australia. To be honest with you, lahat, I would say 95% of the businesses in Australia, they are using zero. Okay? They are using zero. And accounting firms in Australia, they would typically require their clients to use zero. Ganon katindi ang demand. Kaya nga kung titignan natin yung number, okay? Numbers na meron tayo dito. What will be the global opportunity for you if you are a master of using this software, accounting software? Look at the numbers. Okay? Around the globe, there are more than 4.4 million users. Ganun kadami. Hindi lang Australia to. Australia, New Zealand, Britain, UK, US, Middle East, Asia, Singapore, Philippines, kahit saan ka magpunta, there are 180 countries out there, ginagamit nila si Zero. Pinakamalaki, syempre, Australia, New Zealand, US. Ginagamit dyan. Yeah, head-to-head battle. Si Zero at si QuickBooks sa US. Pero malaki rin ang naging kuha nila sa market doon because of how easy to use Zero is. Pero kung ang target mo dyan, Australian client, whether you like it or not, kailangan naiintindihan mo si Zero. Kasi gagamitin at gagamitin mo yan for all of their clients. If an accounting firm has 1,000 clients on board, which is very typical, okay? Taga mo sa bato, 98% of those clients are using zero. So kung hindi mo to alam gamitin, paano ka susunod, di ba? And if you're gonna be looking out there, don't just take my word for it. Punta ka ng Indeed, punta ka ng Upwork, mga freelancing sites. I-search mo lang ang salitang XERO, zero. And you're gonna be able to see a lot of actively looking na ganyan ng skill set. So it's critical. It's a must. It's not just a nice to have. Okay? So mastering zero is an important ingredient, okay? Para makapasok ka sa industry na to, and at the same time, di lang basta dapat makapasok eh. Maging sustainable ka dito, mag-grow ka dito, ma-maximize mo yung opportunity dito. So that's the reason. That's your why. Why do you want this? Okay? Bakit ka nandito? Bakit tayo merong 100, 200 na pala tayo, may gulay. We have 200 people right here. I know all of you, you're aspiring, you're dreaming. So this is your why. That if you learn one software like this 1.0, there are millions of opportunities that you can maximize out there. So that's your why. The next question there is how. Okay? How do you become a master of this software? Well, I could summarize that into this. There are 9 critical skills that clients are looking for if you are claiming that you are an accountant that have mastered zero. Now, bago akong magtuloy dito, kapatid, I want us all to be on the same page, realigned with the same belief, with the same philosophy. Okay? Let me just be clear with this before we move forward. Mastery of zero, sorry to say, is not something that you will see from a certificate. Okay? Mastery of zero is not something that you will see or gain out of a certificate. Ang kakala ng karamihan, kapag may zero certification ka na, may certificate ka na, nakapag-take ka ng certification, okay na, may mag-hire na sa'yo. Akala ng iba, makapag-attend ka lang ng kung anong klaseng webinar, may binigay na certificate, okay na. May opportunity na magbubukas sa'yo. No. Because keep this in mind. Australian clients, they don't care about titles. Okay? At hindi lang siguro Australian. Actually, halos lahat. Global market right. But particularly for Australian clients, they don't care about titles. Wala silang pakialam sa course mo. Wala silang pakialam kung CPA ka. Wala silang pakialam kung zero certified ka. Wala kang silang pakialam anong lahat ng seminar na in-attend. Alam mo kung anong pakialam nila? What can you contribute? That is the most important part. Okay? Anong skills ang meron ka that we can use for you to help us execute the work? So ang focus mo, okay, is not to gather certificates, attend so many webinars. Okay? Hindi yan ang focus mo. Ang focus mo is how can you upskill yourself? Create useful skills that the client could benefit from. And if we're talking about those skills, eto yan. Yang siyam na yan. Yan ang dapat mong i-develop. Kasi kapag na-interview ka sa client, malamang sa malamang, mapag-uusapan nyo ang mga yan. Dapat alam mo kung ano ginagawa mo. Dapat alam mo kung ano ang gusto nilang mangyari. That's what we're gonna be talking about for today. So maximize natin to, ha? Okay? Attention in full, I would say, that you should put in here. Okay? Ano lahat ng mga yan? Isa-isahin natin. Number one, reconciliation of automatic bank feeds. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Pag sinabi nating reconciling automatic bank feeds, ito tatandaan niyo. When it comes to transactions of clients in Australia, 99% of the time, they all are in a form of a bank transaction. Kasi doon, di naman uso paggamit ng paper na pera, na physical cash pa. Hindi na ginagamit masyado dun yun. Meron pa. Pero hindi na masyado, lalo na kung business transaction. No. Ano lahat ng ginagamit nila? Bank transfer, direct debit, auto debit, credit card. Okay? Ganun po ang ginagamit nila doon. Ang paggamit ng, walang cheque doon, ha? Okay, tanda niya, walang cheque doon. So, lahat ng mga transactions nila through the bank. Digital wallets, bank transactions, credit card. So therefore, lahat ng mga transactions din nila, makikita mo yan sa bank statement nila. And that bank statement, ang pinakamagandang nagawa nila so far doon, okay, is that they were able to connect yung online banking to their accounting system. Okay? Why is that so important? Kasi yung transactions nasa online banking. Kailangan mong i-record sa accounting system. So, ano gagawin natin? Yung online banking, ipapadala na niya yung copy ng mga transactions na yan sa accounting system ng client, and yung mga transactions na yun, yun ang ipaprocess mo. Yun ang ibubukit mo. So now, you need to know how to handle and reconcile, record these automatic bank feeds. That's the concept of automatic bank feeds. Online banking, automatically feeding the transactions going to the zero account the client. Now, paano ba itsura nun? Siyempre, hindi naman ako puro daldal. Kailangan pakita ko yung actual. So, this is a demo company. Makikita niyo dito, ayan, on the left side. Reconcile 28 items. Kita niyo yan? Yan 28 items na yan, pag binuksan ko yan, yan yung mga transactions na galing sa online banking ng client, and your job as an accountant, as a bookkeeper for an Australian client is to process, to record, to reconcile these transactions. Ayan. So lahat ng mga makikita nyo dito sa left side, pag tinignan mo yung bank statement nila, nandyan yan. Okay? Parehong-pareho. Spend money, yung mga withdrawal, receive money, ito yung na-receive nila. Anong trabaho mo? Pagpasok niya na sa bank feed, hindi pa yan naka-record sa libro. Nakaabang pa lang. Ikaw as an accountant or a bookkeeper, you need to process these transactions. How do you do that? Okay? Simple lang. For example, ito, match siya sa isang specific na invoice. Ano gagawin natin? Simple. Click mo lang yung okay. Ano nangyari doon? Nag-match na noon yung payment sa bangko at yung sales invoice mo sa loob ng system. Ang dali ng trabaho, di ba? Hindi yun ang trabaho, te. Okay? That's just a simple process of clicking an OK button and processing the transaction. But the most important skill there is this. Do you understand what happened after you clicked that OK button? That's the most important part. Na dapat natitrace mo sa utak mo. Pag kinlik ko yung okay na yun, anong mangyayari? Okay? That you can anticipate na, nabayaran yung related na sales invoice. Nag-increase yung bank balance natin. Okay? Nag-increase yung bank balance natin kasi nirecognize mo na yung received money. Nagkaroon ng journal entry. Okay? At the back end of the system. Debiting your bank, crediting your accounts receivable. Why is it important to know that? Because that will dictate what will the effect of that transaction be. Anong mga reports ang tatamaan? Anong sa general ledger siya, anong part ng general ledger siya pupunta? Alin sa trial balance ang mag-move? Anong impact nun sa profit and loss, sa balance sheet? Dapat alam mo yun. So reconciliation of reconciliation of automatic bank feeds. Okay? It's all about understanding how to record the transaction and where does it go. Okay? Very, very important. Teka lang, di pala nakabukas ng aking chat. Ayan. Para nakikita ko lang yung reactions niya. Baba. Okay. Strict ba ang AU in terms of receipts? Depende. Mostly. Yes. Pero hindi siya yung super strict just like here in the Philippines na kailangan official invoice and blah 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 na nakasulat in man. No. Kasi ang mga records nila digital eh. Even resibo nila doon, hindi naman nila piniprint out. Minsan ini-email na lang. For minor transactions, you don't even need a copy of that. Ah, ang importante dito, kaya nga meron tayong automatic bank feeds. These are already verified transactions that they can report to the tax bureau. Kaya importante na ikaw mismo alam mo kung paano sila i-process. So for example, ito, pag kinlik ko yung okay nito, anong mangyayari? Gagalaw ang bank balance. Okay? Gagalaw ang accounts payable. Gagalaw ang balance sheet. Gagalaw trial balance. Gagalaw ledger. Alam mo dapat lahat yun. That's the overall concept of processing the bank feeds. And meron tayong iba't ibang mga techniques dito. Like for example, we are looking at ito, like this bank rule. Ay, kasunod yata yun. Ayan. So next, managing bank rules. Another technique of when it comes to bank reconciliation. Paano mo i-standardize ang recording ng mga transaction na pare-pareho pagdating sa treatment? That's another important thing that you need, a critical skill. So for example, ito 7-Eleven. May bank rule tayo. Pag binuksan ko to, ano ibig sabihin nito? Dalhin niya tayo doon sa bank rule mismo. And from here, you will see, nakaset up ang bank rule na kapag meron tayong transaction na 7-Eleven, nare-record siya automatically or not automatically, but naka-design siya to be recorded in the office expenses, which is very critical, especially when it comes to your transactions na pare-pareho ang treatment. Okay? Kasi when it comes to becoming an accountant or a bookkeeper for an Australian client, consistency in the recording of transaction is also very critical. One way for you to do that is by using the concept of bank rules. So that's the second one. Dapat marunong ka mag-set up ng rules. Actually, sa training natin, yung formal training talaga, yung master class natin, tinuturo ko din doon, kailan ka hindi gagawa ng bank rule? Kasi madali lang gumawa ng bank rule eh. Pero yung wag kang gagawa ng bank rule, you also need to know when. Because sometimes bank rule, if mismanaged, could destroy your coding. Okay? So that's the second one. Bank rules. Okay. Pangatlo, cash coding. Ano naman ito? So cash coding, punta tayo dito balik tayo sa bank. Ito yung cash coding. Cash coding enables you to do bulk reconciliation or bulk recording. So this is another critical skill kasi lalo na kung ang client mo nagpapa-reconcile sa'yo hindi araw-araw. Kasi kung araw-araw naman nagre-reconcile, konti lang yan eh. Mabilis lang. Pwede mo isa-isahin. Pero for example, once a month mo lang siya ginagalaw. Kailan mangyayari yun, sir? Pag accounting firm. Kapag kailangan lang nila mag-report ng GST, ng BAS, doon ka palang magre-reconcile ng mga transaction. Eh, sabay-sabay yon. Isang buwan, 2 buwan, 3 buwan. Worst case scenario, isang buong taon. Isang beses lang nilang yan. Isang beses lang nila sa'yo ipapa-record ng sabay-sabay yung one year's worth of transaction. Cash coding could be your best friend for that. Kasi, ang maganda dito sa cash coding, ang laman ng cash coding, by the way, kapareho lang siya ng laman ng reconcile. Pareho lang yan. Magkaiba lang ng presentation. Sa reconcile tab, pa isa-isa. Sa cash coding, pinagsama-sama niya. Ang maganda dito, nyari gusto ko pagsama-samahin yung pare-pareho. Kiklik ko lang yung payee. So, payee. And it will sort the transaction. Eh, nakita ko dito, may central city parking. Pare-pareho sila. Same treatment. Ano gagawin ko? Eh, select ko lahat. Okay. Select ko lahat. And then, gusto ko silang i-record lahat sa motor vehicle expenses. Isa lang ang kailangan kong i-edit. Lalagay ko lang motor. Diba? Mali pa yung spelling. Motor, vehicle expenses. Hit enter and everything is auto-populated. That makes it easier for me to process the transaction. And if I uncheck all of this one, tingnan niyo meron mga naka-prefill dito. 7-Eleven, yan, office expenses. Bakit siya naka-prefill, sir? Kasi may bank rule. Pag may bank rule, automatic naka-define na kung anong account, di ba? So kapag nag-cash coding ka, automatic may account na yan. Pag kinlik ko tong save and reconcile all, okay? Sabay-sabay yan makukode. So dito, we have 7 transactions na na-record ng sabay-sabay. But imagine, if we're dealing with hundreds of transactions, And dahil pare-pareho lang naman ang treatment ng karamihan sa mga transaction na yon, may expedite natin, okay, yung recording nila. Instead of doing it one by one, you can process them all at the same time in a single click. That saves a lot of time on the client side while making sure na ang treatment mo standard. So it hits two stones. Ay, mali. It hits two birds. Okay, it hits two birds. Na-save mo na ng time yung client, malinis pa yung pagkaka-record mo, standard. That's the power of cash coding. Okay? So that's the third one. Yan. Okay. And then next, we have the fixed asset. Ano naman ito? Mga depreciable assets natin. Depreciation expense in Australia is a very critical ingredient when it comes to calculating yung taxable income nila. Kasi deductible yun eh. Actually, it's the government itself that mandates the depreciation of assets. So dapat, pagdating kay zero, alam mo kung paano i-manage yun. And pagdating sa fixed asset, ang lagi nyo tatandaan dito, meron tayong two-step process dyan. Okay? There's a two-step process involved in there. Paano yon? So nakakapag-record ka dapat to the ledger. Nyari, ito, may binili kunwari siya na fixed asset. Tayo lang tayo, naglo-loading siya. Yan. So for example, itong spend money na to, so ba? Ito na lang, MCO cleaning. Sample lang to MCO cleaning, then lalagay ko kunwari siya sa isang office equipment. Yan. And then gakuha ko ng vacuum cleaner. Siyempre, kailangan alam mo talaga ano yung actual. You need some supporting information to process this one. Pag in-okay ko to, that's just half of the process. Yeah, na-record lang siya sa ledger. But na pinaka-critical dito dahil fixed asset to, kailangan masubject natin siya for depreciation. Paano mo gagawin yon? Hindi mano-mano. Hindi ka gagawa ng Excel file. Hindi ka bubuo ng lapsing schedule. And then do your own calculation. No. You need to do that depreciation calculation sa tinatawag nating fixed asset registry. So dito sa accounting yan, fixed assets. Ang maganda kasi kay Zero, si Zero mismo ang magko-compute ng depreciation para sa business na to. Siya na magde-depreciate ng asset. So kunyari, yung ginawa natin kanina. Sabi, itong vacuum cleaner, yan. Nasa draft yan. I-register mo yan. Bakit mo siya i-register? Kasi pag ni-register mo siya, mapupunta siya dito sa registered column and keep in mind, yung mga items na nandito sa registered column, sila lang ang madadamay kapag nag-click tayo dito ng run depreciation. Kapag sinabing run depreciation, yan na yung part na si Zero, i-compute niya kung magkano yung depreciation expense for every asset for every month. And then siya na rin ang gagawa ng journal entry, magpo-post ng journal entry, debiting depreciation expense, crediting accumulated depreciation. Okay? And actually, siya dapat talaga gagawa niyan. Hindi ka dapat makialam doon. Hindi ka dapat nagma-manual journal, mag-isa ng sarili mong computation pagdating sa depreciation. Kasi the system itself, siya lang ang may control dapat ng accounts na yon. Depreciation expense, accumulated depreciation. And yes, kung nahahalata nyo na sa oras na to, ang mga bagay-bagay na to, hindi lang tutungkol sa software. Kasi madali lang naman mag-click-click ng software. At yun ay isa sa pinakamalaking pagkakamali ng marami nagtuturo ngayon ng Zero. They just teach you how to create an invoice. They teach you about how to create a bill, record a transaction. But no, beyond studying the software, you need to also understand deeply the accounting side. Kasi hindi kailanman gagana ng maayos ang accounting software kung yung accounting hindi mo naiintindihan. Kaya tandaan nyo, kapag nag-aral kayo ng Zero, okay, the only way that you would be able to gain that critical skill of using it, of mastering it, is you're able to combine the concept of accounting and the system itself. Kaya dapat ang magtuturo sa iyo, ang approach niyan, accounting. Okay? Wala silbi ang click, click, click. Okay? Kasi, alam ng mga trainees ko to, nandito yung mga batches natin, di ba? Sino batch 1, batch 2, batch 3 dito? Meron ba? Mga sa chat? Nakikita ko si Olivier. Yan. Suki natin yan every time. Eh. Ayan. O, batch 1, batch 2. Alam nila to. Okay? Kapag nagte-training tayo, senaryo. What if? What if the client has this situation? What if ganito ang transactions na meron siya? What's the accounting treatment for that? How do you reflect that into the books? Anong combination of different features ni Zero ang kailangan mong gamitin para ma-record mo ng tama yung transaction na yun? Okay? Can you schedule the depreciation, say every end of the month? It will run automatically without pressing the run? Hindi po. Okay? You still need to trigger running the depreciation. Kasi ikaw ang mamimili up until what date mo siya gustong i-depreciate. Malay natin in time, i-automate yun. Pero kasi it's your decision eh. Kung hanggang kailan yung depreciation generation natin. Lalo na, okay? Though wala namang problema, kunyari naran na yung depreciation pero meron pang hinabol ng mga assets for registration. Okay lang naman yun eh kasi susunod baga mag-auto-compute naman kasi yung depreciation natin kahit nahuli yung pagdating nung or pagka-register ng asset mo. No? It will still be a best practice. Okay? It will still be a best practice if bago ka mag-run ng depreciation, kompletuhin mo muna yung nasa registered section para hindi magulo. Kasi kung generate ng journal entries yan eh. Usually po ba si client ang magde-decide when? Hindi when. Okay? When to run the depreciation? No. Kung ikaw ang nag-assemble ng financial reports, ikaw ang magde-desisyon kailan may generate ng depreciation, which is most probably it's going to be at a minimum month end. Month end yan. Okay? Matik yun, lalo na kung nag-interim reporting ka. Kasama yan dun sa process mo, protocol mo. Ikaw ang mag-trigger nun. But the decision on how to depreciate it, anong method, ano yung effective life niya or useful life or ano yun, yung depreciation rate niya, mag-uusap kayo ng client kung meron kayong guide for that. Okay? So that's depreciation, that's fixed assets. Making sure na yung mga binili nila na ang tawag nila doon parang capital, ano yun? Capital asset ba yung tawag nila doon? Okay? Fixed asset ang tawag natin doon eh. Okay? Depreciable assets. Nasusunod natin yung buong proseso na yon para masiguro natin na lahat ng depreciable assets malagay natin sa registry so that when you run depreciation, kasama sila sa computation. Okay? So that's the fixed asset. Next, products and services. Oh, eto, magiging prangka ako. Not all clients are using the products and services even though their business involves inventory. Okay? Meron pa rin naman na gumagamit. For example, Nyari, ito, si Demo. Okay? Kung titingnan natin yung mga products and services niya, under sales yun, sales, products, and services, makikita niyo dito sa listahan, dito sa pinakababa, meron tayong mga binibenta dito na merchandise. T-shirt na black, okay? Iba't ibang sizes. Dito sa right side, may quantities. Ang maganda pa kay Zero, kapag ginamit mo yung inventory function niya, sisiguraduhin niya na you only sell whatever is on, whatever quantity is on hand. Hindi pwedeng sumobra doon. Yan kasi yung kadalasan nagiging problema, lalo pag manual yung ah, monitoring ng inventory. Eh. Di ba? Bigla-bigla nagugulat ka yung quantity on hand negative. Paano nangyari yun? Saan natin ninakaw yung sumobra? Okay? But in Zero, you can't do that. But a lot of businesses, they don't really use it. Meron naman pa isa-isa. But there's also one way that your client would appreciate you using this feature. Lalong-lalo na kung services ang client mo. Ha? Services? Bakit may inventory? Kaya nga, di ba, ang term products and services. So, para saan? Bakit natin siya gagamitin for services? For example, nag-invoice ka. Ang isa sa mga task mo, nag-invoice ka ng mga client ng client mo. Sa mga customer ng client mo. Let's say, gawa tayo ng sales, invoice. And then, gagawa tayo ng new invoice. Nasa yung new invoice? New invoice, ito. Okay? And then from here, fill upan mo lang yung normal na details ng invoice, blah, blah, blah. Hindi pa siya lumilitaw. So yung normal lang na payee, ano yung invoice date, due date, etc., etc. And then on the left side, meron ka makikita dito, item. Sabi niya. So ito, item na to, pag binuksan mo, yung listahan kanina na products and services, nandyan din sila. So let's say your client is on a services type. Let's say meron tayo dito yung training, sabi. Or project management. Ito, yan. Project management and implementation. Pag sinelect ko to, notice what happens. Naka-prefill na yung description, naka-prefill na yung price, naka-prefill na yung account, anong tax rate ang gagamitin. So if your client is billing their customers for a service that has standard description, standard pricing, etc., you can automate and make it faster, the invoicing process, by utilizing the item section. Ilista mo lang doon lahat ng mga services ninyo. Kung may standard pricing kayo, ilagay mo doon per item. And then, ilagay mo rin kung anong account siya papasok para pag gumagawa ka ng invoice, hindi mo kailangan i-type yan pa isa-isa. Pansin nyo kung anong ginagawa natin dito? We are automating some of the processes so you can save time, number one, for the client, and number two, you can standardize things. Because that's what a diligent bookkeeper does. They save time and they standardize things. So kung gusto mong maging magaling, maging master as a accountant or a bookkeeper, hindi lang ito tungkol sa alam mo gamitin si Zero. You need to be able to utilize the software for the purpose of saving time and standardizing the process. Tracked items is yung may inventory quantity. So pag sinelect ko to, yari yung mga t-shirt kanina, ito yung may quantity on hand. Yan, makikita mo yan. Yan. Ito, 7 quantity on hand. Yan yung tracked items. Ano daw? Yung coding po ba lalabas lang if meron ka need i-reconcile? Oh, syempre. Walang laman ng cash coding kung walang bumasok na bank feeds. Ay, kasi yun lang yung laman niya eh. Ay. So lahat ng bank feeds mo, papasok sila either sa reconcile tab or sa cash coding tab. Walang ano man. Okay? So yan. So that's, nasan ako? Products and services, pang-5. Pang-6, tracking category. O, nandito na rin tayo sa invoice. Ano yung tracking category? For example, ito. Meron kayong makikita dito isang column, pangalan niya region. Okay? Ang column na yan, ang tawag natin dyan, tracking category. Anong purpose niyan? Imagine this. Your client has multiple branches. Let's say coffee shop siya. Mahilig tayo dyan. Dito sa Pampanga, dami-daming coffee shop. Yeah, taga Pampanga po ako. May taga Pampanga ba dyan, Kabalen? Tingin nga sa chat. Wala. Ano ba naman yan? Boring na mga Pampanga, di ba lang nagka-attend? Ayun, meron.
Yes.
Okay, dito sa Pampanga, dami-daming coffee shop dito. Sinlaki ng ospital, di ba? Coffee shop na 500 kataong pwedeng magstay? Yes, pwede po yan. Punta kayo dito sa Pampanga, makikita niyo yan. So, kunyari, meron siyang coffee shop. Multiple branches ang coffee shop nila. Okay? Iba't ibang areas in Australia. Pero isa lang yung company. Ano pwede natin gawin? Iisang accounting software, iisang platform for their bookkeeping, pero yung reports, yung transactions, pwede nating paghiwa-hiwalayin according to branches. That's what tracking category is all about. So let's say itong service na to. May makikita tayo under this region, no? Yan yung tracking category niya. Ayan. Iba't ibang branches nila. Mamaya ako sasagutin yan. Iba-iba yung branches nila. So East Side, North, South, West Coast. Pwede mong i-associate ito sa isang branch. Let's say this is a sale, this is an income related to East Side. So kapag gumawa ako ng profit and loss report ngayon, pwede kong gawan ng profit and loss bawat branch. Okay? Kasi napaghiwa-hiwalay mo nakatag yung bawat transaction So this is something that you should maximize for your client, especially kung yung client mo may multiple branches. Branches lang ba paggagamitan yan, sir? Hindi naman. Kunyari, masyadong malaki yung client, meron silang multiple departments, gusto nilang paghiwa-hiwalayin. Per department, yung mga expenses, yung mga income, lalo na kung profit center ng bawat department. Pwede yun. Yung iba naman, product segment. Pwede rin. Gusto nilang matrack kung ano yung income and expenses related sa product line 1, product line 2, product line 3. Pwede yan. Gamitin mo tong tracking category na to. Okay? To segregate. Para kapag gumawa ka ng report, pwede kang gumawa ng individual report per segment, and then pwede ka rin gumawa ng comparative report para ma-compare natin yung mga segments natin. Tama, Gladys. Para siyang cost center. And Mary, it's our cafe at saka Lala Garden. And meron pa yatang isa, pero mas maliit siya. Numutok ko na yung pangalan. Glam? I think it's Glam. Okay. So, tatlo na sila. Visit kayo Mapanga, sabihan niyo ako, libre niyo ako ng kape. So that's tracking category. Next, manual journal. Whether you like it or not, mga kapatid, kahit pa sabihin natin naka-accounting system tayo, kapag nag-accounting and bookkeeping ka for an Australian client, there will be instances that you need to assemble journal entries. Kailangan. Ano lahat ng mga instances? Number one, month-end adjustment. Kailangan mo yun. Lalo na kunwari along the way, no? For the whole month, naka-cash basis yung client. And then by the end of the month, kailangan ka mag-accrue. Debit accounts receivable, credit sales, credit GST. Mag-accrue ka ng payable, debit expense, debit GST, credit accounts payable. Gagamitin mo ang journal entry na yan, whether you like it or not. So saan yan? Accounting, manual journals. Actually, yung mga traditional lang background dito, alam ko ito ang mas nakikita nyo, safety net. Mas komportable kayong gumawa ng journal entry kaysa mag-click-click ng okay. Bakit? Diyan nakikita mo kasi yung debit and credit. O yan ang challenge sa'yo ngayon. Dapat pag nakita mo yung transaction, gumawa ka ng sales invoice, nag-process ka ng bank transaction, kahit hindi ikaw ang gumagawa ng journal entry, dapat sa mata mo, sa utak mo, nakikita mo kung anong journal entry ang mangyayari doon. Because so everything that we do inside the system, double entry bookkeeping system lahat yan. Debit and credit lahat yan. Okay? Ang question na lang, sino gagawa ng journal? Ikaw o si Zero? Okay? Okay yan for budgeting, correct? Okay? Prepayments, yes. Accrual. Though meron tayo sa training natin, iba yung discussion ng prepayment. Accruals, advances, yes. Month-end adjustments, yes. Marami. At minsan, yung mga compound journal entry, bumili siya. Ito, imagine ninyo. Bumili siya ng sasakyan. Nagkaroon siya ng trade-in value dun sa luma niyang sasakyan. So, kailangan mo rin ibenta yon. Tapos, nag-loan siya, may amortization, may interest. Merong mga charges. Isang transaction, multiple lines that you need to put into in the journal entry. Sa sinabi kong transaction na yon, ang journal entry niya hindi bababa sa 10 linya. Okay? You need to be able to do that properly in the manual. Yan ang pinaka-challenging part dito. Now, when it comes to manual journals, simple lang naman ang rules, mga kapatid. Una sa lahat, dapat ang debit at ang credit mo balance. Naka-accrual basis pa din po ba kahit small business yung client? Normally, within the month, for the purpose of processing their BAS or GST, naka-cash basis muna. Pero by the time na mag-i-interim reporting na sila or maggagawa na sila ng annual report, ginagawa na siyang accrual. So temporarily, it's cash and then we do subsequent adjustments. Kaya tayo kailangan ng manual journal eh. May coming training po ba kayo nitong Australian bookkeeping? Chill. Stay up until the end of this one. Mag-announce tayo. 4:54 na pala. Kunti na lang. Okay? So, dito muna tayo. Yeah, mamaya pag-usapan natin yung AJ and for the rest. So, nasan ako? Manual journal. Debit and credit, kailangan balance eh. Hindi kailan mo mapupost ang journal entry mo dito, ate, kung ang debit at ang credit mo hindi balance. That's the first thing you need to remember. Number 2, okay? Kapag ang journal entry na ginagawa mo is accrual, okay? 2 dates ang ipapasak mo dito sa journal. Ano yan? Date number 1, the date of the journal, which is most probably end of month. For example, end of month natin, May. And then auto-reversing date, accrual journal to Accrual journal lang to. Ginagawa. Okay? Ang i-date mo siya dito, the day after their journal date. Para automatic ang reversal. Okay? And then number 3 that you need to remember is itong part na to. Show journal on cash basis reports. Kasi kung ang ginagawa mo na journal entry is accrual, dapat walang check yan, te. Madalas nagkakamali ng mga tao dyan. Accrual ang journal, iniwang may check. Ano mangyayari, sir, kapag naka-check dyan? Yung GST na na-compute mo dito, te, marereport yan kay ATO kahit hindi pa dapat. Lalo na kung yung client naka-cash basis siya sa paggawa ng GST. Accrual yung journal mo. Hindi pa bayad yan. Accrual nga eh. Accounts payable, di ba? Accounts receivable. So, ano mangyayari? Hindi pa dapat nare-report yan GST component ng journal entry mo. Hindi pa dapat siya nasasali sa return. Nakalimutan mo yung sinabi ni Sir Mig, sinayaan mo nakacheck to. Mali ngayon ang bus mo. So these little things on the settings of the journal entry could affect a lot of reports and even actual money of the client. So presence of mind sa paggawa ng journal entry. Hindi pwedeng wala yan. Okay? So those are little tips na pwede ko ibigay sa inyo on how to master the journal entries. Find and recode. Ano naman to? Pang-walo. Find and recode, very useful ito. For example, okay, na-assign sa'yo yung client. Okay, bago. Iba yung bookkeeper na humawak dati. Ngayon, medyo lasing siguro yung dating bookkeeper. Okay, wala sa sarili. Nagulat ka, tinignan mo yung ledger, tinignan mo yung trial balance. Motor vehicle expenses, may 3 accounts na pinupuntahan. Okay? May 3 accounts na pinupuntahan. Dapat iisa lang. Hindi naman kailangan, hindi necessary na paghiwa-hiwalayin sila. Kasi wala naman talagang matinong split. Siguro nagkamali lang, gumawa ng account sa chart of accounts. Tapos yung mga transaction, sabog-sabog kung saan saan napupunta. O ikaw ngayon, kailangan mo yung ayusin. Ang problema, magagawin mo. I-edit mo pa isa-isa yung transaction. Hindi. Eh? Matrabaho yun. So ano gagawin mo? Dito papasok si Find and Recode. Kasi si Find and Recode, it allows you to do mass editing. Okay? Kung si cash coding, bulk coding ang ginagawa niya, bulk recording. Si Find and Recode, bulk editing naman. Okay? So saan natin gagawin yon? Under accounting, meron tayo dito, Find and Recode. Sabi niya. Habang naglo-load, Coach, may process din po ba sa zero on expense allocation? They don't usually do that in Australia. Okay? Expense allocation. Medyo mas straightforward ang the way of doing bookkeeping doon, and yung complexities dito sa Pilipinas, we don't. Marami sa mga yun ang hindi natin ina-apply. Nasa manual journal pa yung screen. Opo, eto po, papunta pa lang. Chill. Okay, so find and recode tayo. Click. And then from here, pwede mong i-search. For example, hanapin mo yung mga accounts na binanggit ko kanina, yung mga hindi tamang dapat pinaglagyan ng mga transaction. So add condition, marami tayong parameters dito. Click mo yung account, hanapin mo yung account. Let's say yung motor vehicle expenses as my example. Kung gusto mo maglagay ng date range, pwede rin. Lagay mo yung date and then between this, that, and that month. Okay, click mo lang yan. And then click search. And then you will see here, babigay niya sa iyo lahat ng mga transactions under that criteria. So ano gagawin mo ngayon? Pwede mong piliin dito, alin ang alin. Pwede mong piliin lahat. Okay? Kung gusto mong i-edit silang lahat, and then click mo lang tong recode. Pag ni-recode mo, meron kang 3 bagay na pwedeng baguhin. Pwede mong baguhin yung contact. Pwede mong baguhin yung account. Dito mo na ita-transfer ngayon from one account to another. Okay? Find and decode, very useful. Thank you. Okay? Or pwede mo gusto mong baguhin yung tax rate. Pag sinabing tax rate, ito yung GST. Okay, pwede mo siyang gawin from walang GST to may GST. Pwede siyang gawin na may GST to wala. Ulit ko lang yung sinabi ko. May GST to walang GST or walang GST to may GST. Okay? Kadalasan ginagamit ito in transferring the transactions from one account to another. Ito yung pinaka-ano mo dyan. Key mo dyan. So, kunyari, itong motor vehicle expenses natin, meron ka pang ibang motor vehicle expense account dito, i-select mo lang. And then, click mo lang yung recode or review. And then, diretso ka lang hanggang sa mag-recode siya. Automatic nun, lahat ng transactions na yun, i-edit niya. Parang reclass, tama. Okay? Ang tatandaan mo lang kapag find and recode, kung ano man ang changes na gagawin mo sa isang criteria, hindi automatic magbabago yung iba. So let's say ang intention mo magbago ang account, pati yung VAT o yung GST treatment niya, kailangan pareho itong dalawang to baguhin mo. Okay? Madalas magkamali ang iba dyan. Titirahin lang nila, babaguhin nila yung account. Pero yung GST treatment, yung tax rate, hindi nila binago. Okay? So kapag ganun, kailangan aware ka ha. Be conscious kung ano yung ginagawa mo. Ano ba ang impact na gusto kong mangyari? I believe, yes, may recording ito, no, Michelle?
Yes, meron.
Meron. Okay. Sige, don't you worry. Okay tayo. So that's fine and recode. And then lastly, we have the report packs. So, ano na may report packs? Yun na yung reports. Ang maganda kay Zero, ang dami-daming reports na available. Actually, sa lahat ng mga accounting system na ino-offer namin sa company namin, Zero, ang isa sa pinakapagmamalaki ko sa kanya, lagi is that if you want flexible reporting, dito ka. Okay? Zero ka. Bakit? Kasi sa dami ng mga reports available in here, halos lahat ng kailangan ng client nandito na. From the typical financial reports like profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flow statement, may management reports na dyan, operational reports like yung sa accounting reports natin, nasa ba yung mga accounting reports na yan? Accounts payable, payable aging, receivables aging, nandiyan na yan. And then meron tayong mga, yan, nasa ba yan? Mga reconciliation reports, eto, nandito na rin. So, kunyari, nagbabank recon ka, no? Kung ngayon, ang nakagisnan mo sa dati mong trabaho, ang bank recon mo, iniiyak-iyakan mo pa ng alas 11 ng gabi habang nasa office ka dahil hindi mo matapos-tapos sa Excel. Dito, instant. Ay, tumatawa siya. Oh, nakita ko. Affected. Oh. Hindi ko nasasabihin yung pangalan ni Ella. Ay, sorry. Relate relate, di ba? Iniiyak-iyakan mo pa yan. Dito, alam niyo, may tinraining akong ganito kailan lang sa Ilocos. Oo. Yung isa sa mga staff doon, dati siyang nagtatrabaho sa ibang company na mano-mano din silang mga bank recon. After kong diniscuss tong reconciliation report na to sa kanila, pinakita ko na, oh yan, instant yan. Kako. Diyos ko, kalahating oras yata siya nagra-rant. Nagdudusa ako, sabi niya, blah, 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 blah. Nakikinig lang kami sa grievances niya. Habang kumakain kami ng empanada. Okay. Zero is also more easy to use versus QuickBooks. That's actually a notable observation. QuickBooks is powerful, I would say. It's a very powerful software. However, it's not easy to use. Kasi si QuickBooks dinesign yan for complicated accounting. US eh. Pero si Zero, straightforward. User-friendly. Kasi gustong mangyari ni Zero, and this is something that they repeatedly say over and over again. Sa dami na ng events, nakalima-anim na akong events na pinuntahan ni Zero sa ibang bansa. Isa lang ang mensahe nila. Enable business owners to do bookkeeping for their business. Enable people to use an accounting software that is easy to use. Kaya mabilis siyang matutunan. Again, hindi ito tungkol sa paggamit ng software. Your true skill, kasi madali lang gamitin yung system. Ang totoong skill dito is how you can utilize these features of the software to execute your task. Para madisposisyonan mo, mai-record mo ng tama, mai-reflect mo ng maayos yung istorya ng bawat transaksyon na kailangan mo i-record. Okay? That's where your direction should be when it comes to training. And even into the reporting side, sa report packs na sinasabi ko kanina, you need to be able to learn that skill of how do you present the financial data properly so that the people who are using your reports can understand them. For example, yung profit and loss na lang, ang pinakamadali. Okay? This is supposed to be premium knowledge. Ay, salamat po. Pwede naman po tayo mag-donate, minimum 50,000. Charot lang. Salamat sa pag-appreciate. Okay? Tawa na naman ni Ella. Tapos, okay, so this profit and loss is very simplistic. Pwede tayong gumawa ng mga additional layout, modification. May edit layout tayo dito eh. So, click mo lang yan. Gusto mo siyang bigyan ng comparative na buwan? Pwede, walang problema. Add ka ng columns. Lagay mo ng another date. Sige, tapos baguhin mo lang yung date. Oh, next natin. Ay, babalik pala dapat. May, gusto mong gawan ng analysis ito? Sige, walang problema. Gawan natin ng variance analysis. Okay, i-compare natin yung first column na June sa second column. Hindi, bali. Dapat May pala. May tapos June. Okay, and then gusto mong lagyan ng percentage. Sige lang, go. Okay, gawin natin percentage. Ganun ulit. Show June as a percentage of something. Ano ba to? Ay, bakit row? Column heading. Ayan, sige. Kunyari yan. Sample lang. So kapag in-update ko yung layout na to, aside from giving me a report for that month, it also gives us instant analysis of everything. Okay? And this gives a lot of meaning to the reports. At yan ang gusto ng client. Sabi nga ng yung, mga nakakausap ko, bookkeeping is just one part of the job. Recording the transactions is the basic requirement. But you know what? Kayo kasi bilang accountant, bilang bookkeeper, kayo ang unang nakakakita ng lahat sa loob ng system. Kayo nakakakita ng mga transactions. Kayo nakakakita ng mga reports. And if you notice something, and you share that, you communicate that to your client and give them the idea based on what you've seen, that is where your true value lies. Because you are the first witness. You are the first handler. So ang goal mo is to treat those transactions properly, record them correctly so they get reflected into the reports properly, and then those reports needs to be communicated to your client. Because up until now, kung hindi mo pa to na-realize, kapatid, being an accountant or a bookkeeper for an Australian client and for whoever, basta ang trabaho mo is accounting professional ka, bookkeeper ka, your job is to tell a story. Okay? That's your job. Communicate information. More than just someone who records transactions. Yon ang nakikita ng lahat ng mga nakausap ko na so far, why they were able to say that Filipinos are world-class professionals. Yun ang rason. Okay? And those 9 critical skills that I just mentioned, okay, yan ang starting point mo. Saan ka magsisimula? Ano dapat mo i-develop? Para saan yung mga to? Okay? So, magpasa akong konti sa time. Hindi, actually, sakto lang kasi 9, 5, 10, ay 4:10 tayo nag-start. So, if you are going to be starting your journey in being a master bookkeeper for an Australian client, this is where you start. So, I hope tong maikling oras na to na nabigay sa akin to share with you all of these would be able to set your path forward. Ako, lagi yan naman ang gusto kong mangyari. Pinagdarasal ko lagi na bawat isa sa inyo, ma-maximize nyo yung path na to. Kasi for me, for the past 12 years, this has been my mission. A better place, better environment for Filipino accountants and bookkeepers. An environment that appreciates their value. Ngayon, kung nabitin kayo, may recording tayo nito. Meron din akong isa pang pwedeng i-share, which is yan. You can scan this. There's a YouTube, I also have a YouTube channel. Itong 9 critical skills na to, meron akong isa-isang video dyan. Okay, may playlist ako dyan. I'm discussing it in more detail. Doon. Medyo halos kamukha rin ng discussion ngayon, pero at least meron tayong additional. Okay, na may dadagdag pa doon. Kasi lahat ng mga resources na pwede nyo makuha magamit, gamitin ninyo. Okay? Now, before I move forward, Miss Yan, would you like to add anything?
Okay, kamusta naman ang holiday natin? Walang magpapahinga sa pamilyang ito. Kahit walang pasok, natutuwa ako umabot tayo ng 226, so mga 224. Congratulations naman sa mga nag-show up. Last minute kasi kanina habang nagbabas, nag-aano na ako. Sabi ko kay Mix 50 lang yung darating. Hindi ko sinabi sa kanyang ginagawa ko na kanina kung maraming a-attend. Kasi again, this is our, tama si Mix, this is our mission. Hindi kami papayag ng isang accounting profession, walang lugar, walang puwang sa mundong ito. Tama ba? Tayo ang pinakamalakas na nilalang sa buong mundo. Totoo ba? Tama ba kayo, guys? Ilan yung millions kanina? Katingin nga yung first, ano mo,
4.4.
first slide mo? 4.4? 44?
4.4.
Ayan, 4.4. Eh sa US, 33 million. Nung nag-conduct kami ng free training last night, 33 million US. So, imagine yung market natin. Ilan lang tayo nandito, di ba? So, all you have to do lang is upskill. We're creating a space where can you learn free and there are some paid information. So, pwede tayo mag-picture taking and then may nagtanong kanina anong next step. Siguro that's the time may nagtanong. Kasi actually, nandito yung mga batch 1 and 2. Siguro naman makakapag-attest yung mga nandito kung gaano kagaling si Migs kahit kanina, kahit ako sa bus kanina. Sabi ko nga, taas na kamay ko. Wala akong nakitang ganun ka-detailed at ganun ka-information about bus. Lalo yung working paper, ang pinaka-favorite ko yung working paper kasi as an accountant, napaka-structured nating tao. Ayaw natin na naliligaw tayo. And someone who will give that work paper, ipakita mo lang sa client yun through interview or through, i-pitch mo lang siya, I think makukuha mo yung client. Okay? Meron pa tayong 7 p.m. Excel training, pero sana yung 200 dito mamay nandun. Gawin natin 300 kasi 300 yung max ng Zoom ko eh. Okay, so Mix, can we have a picture? And then, yung may nagtatanong kanina, ako na magsasabi, meron na lang kaming 18 slots for batch 4. Zero training. So maybe,
Ay, labas ko na. Ayan.
Yan na.
Nasabi mo na eh. Ayan.
Yan.
Oh, yan. So yes, meron tayong upcoming na Zero Master Bookkeeper Workshop. This is an 8-hour workshop. So imagine what we have done ng isang oras ngayon. Multiply that to 8. Okay? Lahat ng mga naging estudyante natin dito, I think meron magsasalita mamaya sana to give their testimonial, no? Lahat ng mga yan, isa lang ang sinasabi nila. Namamaga utak nila after. Namamaga utak nila. Bakit? Because there's so much to learn out of this Master Bookkeeper Workshop. Nakabuo na tayo ng 120 na katao, nag-graduate na dyan. Dagdagan pa natin for this batch 4. We are only admitting 50 people. And sa ngayon, may 32 na tayo na naka-register. So, they only have 18 registrants para mabuo ito. This is on June 19 and 20. Yes, 2 araw po siya, 2 half day. O, baka may maligaw ha. 2 half day para medyo may konting pahinga in between dahil nakakamatay nga siya. Masyado siya madami. So 8 a.m. to 12 noon, 2 days training ito. Pag-uusapan natin lahat. Lahat ng kailangan mong malaman, lahat ng senaryo na kailangan mo, na pwede mo ma-encounter when you're doing bookkeeping or accounting for an Australian client, lahat ng mga what ifs, lahat ng mga techniques, ibubuhos ko lahat dyan, binubuhos namin lahat dyan, lahat ng natutunan namin na experience namin for the past 12 years of dealing with Australian clients. So this is just for 1,500 pesos registration. Unahan na lang po ito. Okay. May
18
schedule soon ng
slot.
weekend. Weekend yan. Weekend yan, di ba?
Oo nga no, weekend yan. Kasi last time
Weekend yan.
weekdays eh. So, yung
Oo.
request nila pala kasi yung iba nagtatrabaho, yun ang problem nila.
Oo. Okay, weekend ko na, 1920. Friday nga lang yung isa. Sakripisyo nyo na yun. Kasi this is going to define your future, my dear. Pag pinalagpas mo to, wala. Patay tayo dyan. Okay. Saturday, pagpahingay nyo naman ako ng Sunday. Kayo naman, makapagsimba man lang.
Oo.
Okay, chill, guys. Okay, so ayan. So ito po yung ano natin, site. Okay. tinyurl.com/0batch4 o yung sinend kanina ni Miss Yan. Pareho lang yan. Pag napuno na yung 18 slots, that's it. Okay, mag-auto shot na po yung ano, yung pagkakamali ng iba, okay, nagbabayad muna nagbabayad ng hindi pa nagtutuloy-tuloy ng registration. Huwag ganon. Okay? Pag nag-register ka, bayad ka, submit mo agad. Kasi baka ang problema, nagbayad ka na, sarado na yung form pagkatapos.
Yes,
Diba?
nangyari sa amin yun last time. Nauna yung bayad niya, tapos nakuta niya, nagsarado na yung form kasi sobrang ang bilis maubos ng slot.
O, yun. So
Ayun.
we only have 17 na lang. O, meron na pumapasok. Hindi ko alam kung tama yung bilang. O, yan. 17 na lang. O, yan. O, gawan na to ha. O, I'll see you all on June 19. Kung nabitin
Yes.
pa kayo for today, marami pa tayong pag-uusapan nun. But it's something na, ay, Miss Yan, di ba, tuloy-tuloy pa rin naman tayo dun sa ano natin na pag yung
Webinar.
mga best students natin, yes, you're putting them on internship. Tama ba?
Yes, pwedeng andito naman yung anak ko. Sige, pagsalitain ko na lang yung isang batch 1 and naging
Go.
intern namin. Kamusta yung training ni Mix and kamusta so far yung internship? Anak Olivia, go ahead.
Hi, hello po. Good afternoon po sa lahat. I'm from batch 1 po kay Sir Mix. And ang masasabi ko lang po, worth it po talaga yung training na provided ni Sir Mix. And napakarami po namin natutunan doon. And thankful po kami na dahil po sa training na yun, nakasama kami, isa ako sa nakasama sa internship, and I'm very grateful na nakasama ako doon sa internship na yun dahil ang dami naming learnings. Habang nagtatrabaho kami, ang dami naming natututunan. And kung um, yung mga training na binigay ni Sir Migs nagagamit namin dun sa internship na ginagawa namin. So, kung gusto nyo rin pong ma-experience yung na-experience namin, you can join the community and mag-enroll po kayo sa batch 4.
Okay,
Yan po.
clarification lang sa internship. Guys, hindi ko alam kung sino magiging internship. To tell you honestly, yung 8 na yon, iba kilala ko, yung iba hindi ko talaga kilala at all. Pero nag-base kami, may assignment si Migs, sila yung top students.
Yeah.
Talagang pantay-pantay, napakapantay. Tapos guys, yung paid internship yun na hindi siya internship. Alam, weekly kami sumasahod dun sa client. And kanina, kamiting namin yung CPA ng client. Nakita nila hands-on kung paano makipag-usap sa client. Pati si client, nakaharap nila. Kung napafollow nyo sa LinkedIn, pinost ko na yung mukha nila. Pero I don't care kasi pumayag si client na kasama ko sila. That's the good thing. So, bonus lang yung internship, guys. Huwag nyo pangarapin nyo, pero hindi namin pwedeng masabi. Huwag nyo kaming sisisihin. Ay, sabi may internship tapos wala. May possibility. Kaya nga wino-workout namin yung client ng maayos kasi ang sabi ni client, bibigyan niya kami ng ibang account. So, pag ginawa ng client ko yun, mag-next level kami, kukuha ulit ako ng mga 4 to 6 intern from batch 3 and 4. So, yun yung susunod para fair. Okay ba yun? Clear ba yung internship? Wala pong bayad yung internship. Ang may bayad po yung training, bonus po yung internship. Okay?
Kayo babayaran sa internship.
Oo, kayo pa babayaran. Na ROI na nila. Ilang buwan na kami sumasahod? 1 month na. Actually, tama ba na? 1 month na.
Yes
This
po,
week,
Coach.
antayin lang namin yung payout this week. Ganun sa iyo ang saya, weekly. Okay? What else? Any questions, guys? Then let's have a
Yeah.
picture. Sinisipon na ako.
Yung
Picture.
nagtatanong, pwede daw humabol bukas. Pwede naman, as long as may slot pa. Selective ang makakapasok, depende sa score, depende sa performance, I would say.
Oo,
Sir,
Hanap
bakit
lang.
ayaw na po pumasok ng registration ko ngayon?
Ha?
Ayaw na.
Nagre-register po ako ngayon, ayaw na po pumasok.
Meron pang shop.
Yun.
11 pa.
Ayun oh. Pwede siya.
11 pa. Hindi mag-close siya automatic.
Pwede pa po.
May
How many
assignment po
days?
siya.
Isang linggo po ang bibigay namin for the assignment.
Opo, sisipa talaga ako. Let's have a picture, guys, and see you at 7 p.m. Excel training yon. Maganda din yon, libre. And the next week, CFO training. And US tax, US payroll, libre. Ulitin ko, libre. All you have to do is be active on the WhatsApp community, mga classroom. Tama ba? Walang tutulog-tulog sa pansitan. Okay? Nandun na yung mga schedule. Guys, may isa pang tanong, yung bus, hindi pa namin alam kung kailan kasi katatapos lang namin, meron pang bukas. Hindi pa namin alam.
Pero schedule natin yan very, very soon.
Oo, para sa ba? Okay, picture. May question pa ba? Pipicture na kami. Okay? Miss Rose, picture. Miss Walmart, picture. Ayan, may mahabol pa. Guro, cleaners to si Army. Cleaners.
Okay, cleaners.
Cleaners na. Wait lang yung WhatsApp, Becca. Wait lang. 1, 2, 3. Umabot tayong 226 kanya. Ito yung pinakamarami so far. Congratulations. Grabe Sana pala lagi walang pasok para nandito kayo, no? O, declare ko, lagi walang pasok. Okay? Again, once again, thank you so much. Thanks, Mix. Yung mga habol, ipopost ko yung WhatsApp community. Ibibigay ko dun yung link. Sino pa nawawala? Again, last na lang, pipitch ko yung link. Tapos let's, pagpahinga natin si Mix. Nag-clinic pa yan kanina
Sa mga nagtatanong po kung may certificate yung, ayan na naman tayo sa certificate. Okay naman po. Okay, while I always emphasize that certificate is not the important part here, the question